Hey everybody, it's Chris from Out West with Chris, and I'm hanging out at Headwaters Kayak store in Lodi, California, and I'm hanging out with Bill, and Bill runs the store, but he also runs the fly shop. So they just started up a fly shop.
Headwaters Fly Shop.
Headwaters Fly Shop.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And you know, we got a wide assortment of stuff, kind of tailored to fishing for bass and stripers out here on the California Delta and some of the tributaries around here. Bill's the man to talk to. He's been fly fishing for...
I learned when I was 8 years old, so about 25 plus years old.
25 plus years? Yeah, that's sweet.
Like that, yeah.
That's cool. Do you ever conventional, or are you just strictly fly?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when I was first getting into kayak fishing, I kind of went back to conventional. Like, I'd throw the fly for a little bit, and then if I was struggling, or maybe I was just curious, like, oh, is it me? Like, the way that I'm presenting the fly, are there really fish there?
Right.
And so I'd have like a little spinning rod rigged up in my boat and chuck that out as kind of a fish finder.
That's where I'm at right now. That's what phase I am. And I'll never stop doing conventional, but I am trying to get into the fly fishing arena from a kayak too. We just did a video on the 45-liter coolers that Feelfree makes, and they're really cool. And Bill's got a setup that he uses when he's out fly fishing and when he's on his stand-up paddleboard. So you fish quite a bit from a SUP, right?
Yeah, for sure. This summer I picked it up because we got some cool boards in that were easily adaptable for fishing, and to mix it up. I do a lot of canoeing as well, and so I like having a single-bladed paddle. When I started doing the SUP fishing, I did some online research, like a lot of folks, and I noticed a lot of people are using coolers. And we had these Feelfree coolers in the shop, and I said, well, heck, we should trick one out, like get it set up.
All right, so we're gonna take a good look into how Bill has his cooler set up for SUP fishing, but you can also set up your cooler, you can modify your Feelfree cooler to work with your kayak in a lot of different ways too. So let's take a look at it. All right, so this is the setup that Bill has. This is not your board, but this is the board that you use.
I'm using the exact same board, the Lakeshore River Rover LE.
And I just got to say, before we get into how he's got it set up, look at this stand-up paddleboard, everybody. I mean, the finish on this just is gorgeous. So most people, when they fish from a SUP, they will have something to sit on. Just for sure. Comfort, right?
And also for, like, what I'm using it for tackle management. Like in our kayaks, we all run black packs or crates or something to where you've kind of got all your gear in one place and all you got to do is throw it in your kayak and get ready to roll. But this was nice because it doubles as a seat.
Right.
Like you were talking about in your previous video, you've got the nice seat pad here. It sits you up even higher than you are in a lure chair. And so that's why I chose to outfit a cooler. The other nice thing, out here in the Delta, when you're fly fishing or conventional tackle fishing for smallmouth bass in August, it's hot. It's 90 plus degrees.
Oh yeah.
And it's nice to be able to flip the cooler lid and reach for a cold drink. And I thought about that in my rigging. You can totally flip the lid up without messing with your rods, damaging your rods at all.
So you got them out as far as you could.
Right. So I used, as opposed to doing like a tube style like you'd see in a black pack, I used actual rod holders. I used the Ram 2007 rod holders. I like this on my fly rods because almost all my fly rods have these fighting butts, and a lot of the actual fly rod holders won't accommodate the thick cork that you've got on the fighting butt.
So you drilled into your...
Right, these are double-walled coolers, so you've got a layer of plastic, then a layer of foam, and another layer of plastic on the inside. So I drilled through the outer layer of plastic, and then these GT175 tracks from Yak Attack have screws that have really big, wide threads, so you get plenty of bite into the plastic. As you can see, you don't have any flex. That's not going anywhere, even with 3 fly rods that are set 5-6 inches off the track in a vertical mounting position.
So I think that's pretty awesome. So I could do the same thing, if I was doing it for conventional. You could use this for conventional.
Oh yeah, of course. These are technically bait caster rod holders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yep. But I found they work really nice for fly.
There's no concern if you're using the screws that come with this rail that you're gonna puncture through the other layer.
No, not at all. They come with really short screws. The screws are only about that long, like the threads, because they're made for mounting into a kayak.
Right.
And you don't want, you know, 1.5 inches of threads, because you don't want to puncture through the bottom of your hull on your kayak.
Okay, great. So that's good to know that you can, you know, screw into these coolers without worrying about damaging.
Right. Yeah. Once you screw through this outer layer, it's just sort of like almost flakes of styrofoam that'll come out with your drill bit a little bit, you know, because it's foam filled.
All right. So you pre-drill and then you screw the screw in.
Yep.
Okay, great. So then I see on this side you got, is that a official hog trough or?
It's a Headwaters hog trough.
Nice.
So we do sell our own logoed Headwaters hog troughs. Yes, we do. Yep.
All right. So you've got that the hog trough holder right in there.
So that, because again, I'm sitting on top of this, which is really nice because everything is well at hand. I don't really have to reach for anything. When I'm sitting up here, catch a fish, I just pull this out, lay it on the deck, lay my fish in there, get my photo, and then basically holster it. So I've also got Yak Attack's paddle grip. So I can take a stand-up paddleboard paddle and throw it in here. So it's not sitting on my deck, because when you're fly fishing, you're stripping line onto your deck, and anything that's on your deck is going to catch up your fly line.
Right. So that is just a track that did you glue it on?
Yeah, no, I on this one, what I did is I did well nuts, rubberized outer, and then it has metal threads on the inner, and so when you put it in there and you tighten it up, it expands to give you a little bit better bite.
Right. That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. So you could do that on the other handle if you wanted a track there.
For sure.
You don't need it. You've got it set up how you like it.
Yep.
And then these are nice heavy duty handles, so you can strap right down.
NRS, little 4-foot straps. And the other nice thing on this paddleboard is it comes with the handles already built in.
So then in the front, you got your standard features, the ever important bottle opener. Mm-hmm. And I see you've got like a little...
Right. Since this is my tackle management device, this is all I take with me when I'm SUP fishing. I wanted some kind of, fly storage. So I took a mesh panel that you'd normally use in kayaks that you'd put like next to your seat to store a small tackle box, and I riveted it into the cooler, and so you can have, a little Plano box.
Sweet.
And it's not going to fall out. I added an extra rivet here to make sure that it's not going to fall out the bottom.
Oh, cool. So you've got 5 rivets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
Nice. All I gotta say is that's a pretty cool setup. I think if you were putting it in a kayak, you'd have to orient the...
Right. Yeah, you'd want to rotate it 90 degrees.
90 degrees, but you could still run rod holders back here.
For sure.
They'd have to offset out like the ones that you have, but you're not worried about the lid interfering with your rods, so Correct. It would still work pretty well.
Yeah, it would work great, yeah, for sure.
And you can put some ice in there and still you could put your Plano boxes right in the...
Yeah, you could put them inside the cooler for sure, because I mean, even if you put a 10-pound bag of ice, the cooler's only full like
that much.
Not even halfway.
So this would be great for guys that keep a lot of their fish too, because it's going to keep your fish nice and fresh. If you're a salmon fisherman or striper fisherman that keeps a lot of fish,
right?
Or if you just like having a lot of libations on your kayak.
Yeah, for sure. Nothing beats like having a cold soda or beer after a successful fishing
true.
trip.
It's true. All right. Well, I really appreciate you taking the time to show us around how you've set up your Feelfree Cooler for SUP fishing, for your fly fishing stuff. If you guys haven't already, you should go to Instagram and follow Headwaters Fly Fishing. Bill's got some really cool pictures up there of just some of his adventures. So go do that right now. Make sure you subscribe to Headwaters Kayak on YouTube. And if you like the video, please click the thumbs up button and subscribe. And as always, thanks for getting out west with Chris.
Thanks, guys.
See, the nice thing is I get to edit this, right? So
right.
I get to choose the one that makes me look the best.
Yep.